It's a beautiful day here on planet Earth. But not really, because someone smoked all the terrazine and his purple eyes are staring deep into the pits of my soul. You ever notice that? He blinks so much, too. I guess it does give you dry eye, but at the same time, an unwavering stare. It's horrifying, really. You ever notice that Stetmann's teeth are showing in this screen all the time? You can just see his ugly yellow cracked teeth. Didn't realize he was also hitting meth out there. Anyway, this is Coffee and Co-op. Guten Morgen. I've almost finished my coffee. Sorry, guys. I was doing some things this morning that unfortunately took time and et ceteras. Thank you, Cronus, for the Prime sub. Well met, my dude. Well met. And we will go to the next one. We will go to our next mission. Genuine question. Is there something going on between Nate and Lambo? I read somewhere there was some hate going on. Oh, I called Lambo out as a patch zerg like a year ago, and people got really angry about it. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. If you think I should be decapitated or shot in the head for that, you might find yourself very welcome at reddit.com/r/StarCraft. But, yeah. Apparently to some people, that is literally the worst thing that you could ever possibly do. So, I don't know. And here I thought avoiding committing fraud or murdering people was like actually what you kind of want to avoid. Oh, well. Oh, well. We got some co-op shenanigans going on. Lock and load for... I don't know how I feel about lock and load. I don't actually know how I feel about lock and load for this Stetmann mutator. Yeah. Well, basically, Jim Rising was restreaming Rifkin's stream without permission. On Twitch, you're not allowed to rebroadcast another partner's channel, or really anybody's channel on Twitch, unless you have their permission, right? That's actually a rule on Twitch. You can DMCA other streamers if they're rebroadcasting your content, right? And the ESL Pro Tour has a application process to prevent people who break rules or who sell replays or who work with gambling websites. Basically, there's a bunch of reasons why, in order to be allowed to commentate ESL Pro Tour, everybody has to get vetted. You have to submit an application with all of your credentials and your channel, what your audience is, you know, whether you want to be English or not. And basically, Rifkin DM'd Jim Rising being like, yo, dog, it's very not cool of you to restream my channel because people that might have watched it on my channel, you know, are obviously going to be on yours. I don't think he actually said that, by the way. This is a hypothetical. I didn't actually see his DMs. And then Jim Rising was basically like, well, F you, and then basically complained to his stream, which inevitably led to a bunch of people going and being very angry at Rifkin for being like, hey, man, these are the rules. And now he's got some like 1,000, I guess it's like what, 1,000 upvote, 1,000 comment hate thread for Rifkin going on because he literally asked another guy not to steal his content. Yeah. And I think my name's in there now because I stuck up for him because the rules are the rules, man. If you don't like the rules, you know, there are better ways to try to get the rules changed than to try to crucify a guy who's like, hey, please don't steal my content. You know what I mean? But you guys who like co-op, you guys don't need to hear more about that garbage. That's why we play co-op. There's hopefully not as many awful elitist types that play co-op. And 1v1, the competitive StarCraft scene is just mega toxic. I know that there are rules and laws and, or, you know, there's all these systems set up to make sure that we can have the best possible show, but you know what? As long as it's a guy that we don't like as much as everybody else, well, let's just say that there should be an exception to the rules where we can publicly shit on this guy as much as we want. All right, I'm done ranting about it. Yeah. Anyway, don't steal other people's content. Ask for permission. And if you've got problems with the rules, you should take them up with the people who make them, or start a witch hunt against the people who make the rules. There is absolutely no need to go out of your way to attack somebody who's just following the way that things work. There's nothing wrong with... You shouldn't attack people who are just following the correct path of how things work. Unfortunately, when it comes to copyright law, not attempting to get people who restream your content off of doing it actually opens you up for other people to do it and then use the other person as a legal excuse. be like, well, he never did anything about this guy copying his stream, so I assumed that I could do it from my Russian stream, and then you just, you know what I mean? Those situations actually do happen, so it's not just a slippery slope fallacy, you know? You should just play by the rules and not spread hatred. You should play by the rules and not spread hatred if you can manage that. That's all I'm gonna say. Lock and load. I'm not a big fan of this map. I think we've talked about this one a bit, but oh yeah, number one most important thing that you need is this is gonna be Zerg. What is actually, I could get ultras. Will ultras be enough against this type of play? Evolution complete. Yeah. Oh. Wait. With the healing, I should be okay, right? Oh, Tychus. Thank God for Tychus. What does he have? Technical recruiter? Ability cooldowns reduced by 35%, but it takes more time to get more operators. Okay, I see. Well, that's actually, I think, pretty good. That's a pretty good Tychus ability, isn't it? Am I crazy? I think that's a really, really good one. I haven't done any Tychus prestige stuff yet at all. I haven't done Tychus prestige stuff yet at all. Yeah, it sets precedent, yeah. But angry StarCraft nerds, you know, they don't really care. They kind of go by mob rule over there. That's why we don't go there anymore. Avoid that. Let those angry people scream into the abyss, and we're just gonna do our best to follow the rules, be good people, and whenever, you know, we run into some adversity, things get tough, we just try to do the next right thing, because that's all you can do. That's all you should do. All right, so they've got at this point. Oh, sorry. I'm on my way. I know co-op is not really trying to be balanced, so what hero is the most OP? There's no clear answer on that. There's certain aspects of commanders that are really good relative to others, and certain aspects of certain commanders that are really bad compared to others. So there's not really a clear answer on that type of thing. I'll be honest with you, my favorite commander is Stukov, because I think he's mega cracked. But there was an April Fool's Mutator where they actually had a Steps of War 1v1 between co-op commanders, but it was a pretty bad example of how it could be, mostly because there was obviously no way to really like see how that meta could actually turn out, just because you didn't have any method of like playing a real game, because you only had the smallest map ever. Like, that map is so bad that Terran literally could 2 racks from their main, and it's like unholdable by Protoss or Zerg. So I'm like, I would never claim that this was fair. I would never claim that this map was balanced or fair at any point in its existence, right? So at least from my perspective on that, Steps of War is not a map that balance for StarCraft can be determined on, because the map itself is just, you know, it's just way too poorly designed of a map for you to look at any data that comes from it and be like, yeah, no, this is completely reliable, right? So I feel like we never really got to have a good shake at that, and it was something that I know we asked about a lot. I brought up a lot with the co-op guys, but you know, their opinion was that the co-op community would not appreciate having more reasons for people to be toxic to each other added. And you know, whenever a new commander comes out, I do play level 1 brutal, and obviously as a top 200 StarCraft player, it's not very difficult for me to win even with that, right? Unless the commander's especially hard. Like Stetmann. Stetmann, pretty hard commander to win with at a low level on brutal. Probably the hardest, if I had to answer. And I guess my opinion on that could change as we continue to do the prestige missions, but yeah, they had some pretty big concerns about people like that basically just being mega toxic, right? Right now, you kind of make fun of the bad, you know, Dahaka that slaps the rock, but if you were in a 1v1 against the Dahaka and you were beating them, and then you're like, oh, you're probably a rock slapping blank, and then every, you know, do Dahaka players deserve to be harassed in 1v1s because they're Dahakas? No, I don't think they do. I don't think that they do. So that's just me. That's just me. Just another statement by Crazy Nate. You're a rock slapper? Oh my god, you sick mother. Oh, Oh yeah, my links can only take 10 damage, right? Right. Thank you, Agonergy.
Captured one of the locks. Reclaiming it is your main objective.
Hold me closer, tiny dancer. Throwing kisses down the highway. I don't have detection. Let's get Pneumaticized Carapace, get a couple extra Overlords for when those guys inevitably die.
What should we do? Holding.
Those blinking DTs are pretty sexy. Hell yeah. You like the DT chick?
Army to take control of this lock.
Her name's DT chick now.
What should we do?
Kinda low on the minerals there, huh?
My Overseers will at least block it from overloading temporarily, right? Yeah. Well, his Banelings are useless. Amon's Banelings don't do anything against this, right?
Allies are in battle. The enemy has seized a celestial lock. We must take it back. Zerg has finished a lock.
Affirmative.
Allies are in combat. Let's let
Like, I'm trying to max out on Lings, bro, and I can't.
some bad guys closing in on your army.
Oh my god, the spores don't do bonus damage to Stetman's Overseers because they're mechanical, not biological. That's funny. The spore buff doesn't hurt Stetman. I've never thought about that before. That's cool.
Holding. Affirmative. Waiting. I will follow your command, Master Egon.
The enemy is attempting to capture a celestial lock.
Sensors are optimal.
4 of the 5 locks are under our control. Only one remains.
Only one remains.
Is being destroyed. Waiting. Listening. We need more Steadalites on the battlefield.
Nope, no overloading.
Allies are in battle.
I will follow your command.
Your allies are in battle.
Taking fire at your forces.
Alarak felt the most OP initially. Well, Wrathwalkers are just really good for many, many obvious reasons. Now, the Baneling Cocoon doesn't have energy, right? Doesn't have a Gonergy, the cocoon itself. It's interesting to think about. He can do the bonus on his own. Mr. Tychus wants to do the bonus, he can do the bonus. I don't give a hoot. Don't give a holla. Don't give a golden coin of $1.
Not enough minerals. Your allies being attacked.
Ya yeet, ya yeet. Look at my Banelings, they are amazing.
My little buddies, this is alive. This is full of life. What is your command, Master?
Amon has lost his defiled construct. Exemplary work, commanders.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Bad guys.
Yeah.
Holding. Waiting. Affirmative. Whatever you need. I will follow your command.
Oh yeah. Clapping Mutalisks. Easy peasy.
Waiting.
If only it was this easy on ladder.
I need your help.
If only, if only.
Holding.
If only, if only. Here we go. Oh no! Both Steadalites were killed before they could unload.
Yes, Egon?
Into the unknown. GG. Easy. I did not try to type eggs. I just meant to say easy. Now Amon's gonna post a Reddit thread and get upset.
Now been activated.
We did it?
Burr, burr, burr,
We
burr.
did it!
Flawless victory.
Quiet, Gary. Why do you always have to be so critical?
Gary, what the hell, man? Do you guys ever feel like Gary just doesn't have your back? Just me? Just me? Sometimes I feel like Gary does not have my best interests at heart. Sometimes I feel like his plan is to kill me and then wear my face as like a mask over himself. Or maybe he makes like a dummy that is he like controls robotically and then deep fakes it into being me. And then people think I'm still alive, but actually, you know, I've been dead in a closet for 7 months now. But robots can't smell, so they don't really care that it's rotting. And they can't get sick, so they don't really care. You know what I mean? Stetmann. Oh, yes. The more Stetelites faster. That's a fun one. That is a fun one. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning into this episode of Coffee and Co-op. And don't forget, taking things like video games too seriously to the point where you let them make you constantly angry, especially at other people, is unhealthy. And it's okay to take a break if you ever feel burned out. There's plenty of great ways to get your energy out there. Go for a jog, play with a cute puppy. And if you don't have one, you can always go to an animal shelter and walk dogs. Give yourself some perspective on life. Because trust me, life is way too short to be angry at video games all the time. All right? God bless you.